Hey, welcome back to Snack Time with Petey. I'm here today. I have Pringles, cancer in a can, according to one of the last commenters. Are you crazy? These are the jalapeno, so it's got an image of a some type of a siesta, a sleeping pepper and a chip sleeping under a. Obviously, it's hot, and uh, it looks like a marijuana wet dream here. It's snacks and sunlight, and we're about to pop the lid up. Pop the lid on this one. Might have to take it back to the dispensary. The initial. I'm Swedish. I'm not a fucking Spaniard. So, with that being said, these are really good. Capti.
Yeah. Good.
These are really, really good.
Good.
You gotta have one.
No, it's probably hot.
Donna, they're not hot. They're really
What's
good.
appealing about it?
The flavor. The jalapeno flavor is awesome.
It hurts my tongue.
It hurts your tongue?
Yeah, it's too spicy. Yeah, it's like right. No, it's like somebody put pepper on my tongue.
Don't listen to her. These are good. Okay. Snack Time with Petey brought to you by Blueberry Indica. $14.74 for a 1 gram pre roll. Available up at the. What was the name of that dispensary? Zen Leaf. It's not like Call Your Mom hot. Like they're spicy and there is heat to this, but hats off to Pringles on this one. This is a really well balanced from the amount of heat. And I've been going through these flavors, Pringles flavors, and I'll tell you, if you're really gonna snack it out, I gotta tell you, the hot Pringles. The thing with a Pringle is you eat it. It's like once you pop, you just can't stop. It's like crack. It's like cocaine. You need to eat the whole fucking can. And the only Pringles that I ever ate before this, because that heat is like, whoa, 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 buddy, you've had enough. You need to settle down because it takes a while for it to come in and really bite you and get your nerve receptors reacting to the caspacin oils. So, again, brought to you by Zen Leaf. Creeper. The heat takes a minute to creep up and get you. Creeper style. So, besides that, you'll eat a stack this big and be like, I'm good, rather than the Pringles flavors that don't have this oil in it. This hot because the other one, what was the name of that other Pringle, Gapti?
The barbecue one?
No, the hot one, chili lime.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
It was chili lime. Now if my memory serves me, they had two types of hot chili lime, or maybe even three. It was like hot, and then like insane, or like emergency room, something like your loco. And the ones that I reviewed, it may have been the first Pringle review I did. The chili lime. Base model, not the nuclear hot one. Those are hotter than this. They have more of the Whew, those are really notched up from this. These are mellower. They're jalapeno, and they have a hot. They have the regular jalapeno, and then like a these are fucking crazy hot jalapeno. So there is a couple brands of Pringles that have that insane rating, and the more of the heat, the more that it's going to push you back away from reaching for the tub again. Is my point. I really like these. I gotta tell you, the going through the flavored Pringles has been nothing but disappointment for me. It's like gone from mediocre to really like regretting. Like why? Like my partner, I guess she doesn't like when I say that. My wife went to the grocery store without me and came back with some. She said, "Oh, I got you pizza flavor."
No,
I,
chicken. It was rotisserie.
I said, "Holy fuck, no, I didn't want, that was the one out of the two flavors I didn't want." She said, "Oh no, I screwed up because I was going to get you pizza and then I changed my mind. I got you rotisserie chicken." I said, "Well, that's the second one I said I would never fucking eat." But that's my life. Anyway, it's only funny to you if you know how many flavors of Pringles they have, because I saw some weird ones. There was some like kinky shit, like lobster roll flavored. I remember something that looked like a Dunkin' Donuts font, like donut Pringle.
What are you talking about?
I saw on eBay
Oh, okay.
some expensive. There was Pringles that were from Thailand.
Okay. Well, not at our store.
And then there was some other flavors of Pringles that looked like somebody had just like photoshopped it, like donut something, and then that lobster roll one. So I got to tell you, there is a real lot of flavors of Pringles. Again, brought this episode of Snack Time with Petey brought to you by Zen Life Dispensary in Naperville, Illinois. $14.74 for a 1 gram pre-roll of blueberry flavored indica at 22%. I'll tell you what, you got to watch those statistics, because on the internet it said 26, and then on the actual packaging 22. So they're just flipping those fours in the IT department. Anyway. I got a rusty side cutter. I know that sounds like a sex act, but it was a 99-cent tool we purchased at the Goodwill resale store. And we have that we've been doing it in a vinegar, not vinegar, that was yesterday. Today it was a baking soda paste soap. Hey, honey,
Yes.
would you rinse those?
Wait, why don't I come show them to you? Because I looked up and I saw them. I was like, oh my god, is there some kind of vegetable rotting? And like, oh no, it's just your things with baking soda on them. But it looks like it's like some kind of.
Did it have a reaction?
It's all liquidy. It's gooey.
Okay. It's just disgusting looking. Why don't you open this up and just run water on it and pull it out, and then use safe. Don't get those wet. Pat it dry with that, and then bring it here so I can.
But I'm supposed to run water on them
clean them off.
and then dry them.
Pat them dry. Bring them here. The time is of the essence. I mean, I think I've been on. It seems like I've been on it for an hour. It's 9 minutes. Again, this episode brought to you by Zen Leaf. So yeah, 4 new songs. I went and found video game sound effects for Defender, the video game Williams Defender. There's some song I heard on XRT, and like I listen to that when I'm in there taking a poop, you know. And there's this black guy, and he's like some kind of rap thing, and then it was like cha 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 cha, and I was like, that's Defender, like this. Like I heard the sound effect. Oh my goodness! It actually opened it up. So I got the idea. These are the ones that I got. They were really in bad shape. What I've been doing is when I see 99-cent tools or $1.99, like there was a 9.5-inch linesman players that were nasty, and just cleaning them up. This was soaked in a bag of vinegar, and by bag I mean Ziploc bag, and then I sanded it. Then it was in a paste of baking soda, and after baking soda paste, it's opening easier. It was really kind of like locked up feeling, which it nibs just fine. Nibs, that's the word of the day. Anyway, you guys, I give those jalapeno Pringles a double thumbs up. That's a treat, and it gets your mouth hot, so you won't be reaching for the can. I was starving going into this, and I'm really glad you guys got in on that. For the drink, we always have a treat and then a beverage. Now, I used to drink what my beer drinking, it evolved into, like, I had many different things, including just drinking old style Chicago beer. I drink a lot of old style. When I switched to Ice House and started buying the 30 packs of Ice House, is like full on alcoholic mode. That's when nothing good is going to happen at the end of the night. Now it was never that bad for me because I diluted it. I used to pour orange juice. It's something from a Beastie Boys song called Brass Monkey, where you take a really unpleasant tasting malt liquor, like an Old English 800, and you pour it out. You buy it and you pour it out down to the bottom of the first label. The 40 comes down. There's the cap, and then it comes down, and there'll be a label where it's coming down. And at the bottom of that, you want to open up your 40 and pour it out just a little bit, so it's at the bottom. It's at the bottom of that first label, and then you fill the rest of the vessel up with Sunny D, and that's a Brass Monkey. Now, my Brass Monkey was frozen orange juice concentrate, like the syrup stuff that and I would pour it through, like we would buy it, let's say it would be frozen, we would let it sit on the counter till it sweated out and got room temperature, and then we would run it through a strainer and get all the pulp out of it. So we would buy the cheap Aldi frozen concentrated orange juice, strain the pulp out of it, and then I would have a squeeze jug, and I would have a ice cold pint glass in the freezer, and have the beer chilled ice cold, and that's important. Ice House is 5.5, so you have a lime, and you do the rim and squeeze into the glass with a lot of lime, and then go around the rim, throw the lime in the glass pinter that has a koozie on it, okay? And then you pour the Ice House really at the proper angle so there's no head.
Sorry.
Then you, actually, I think what you do, You grab the koozie, you pull the glass out of the freezer, and jam it in the koozie, and close the top freezer. Then you do your lime, and then you take your squeezy with the OJ and put the OJ concentrate. You squeeze that into the bottom of the glass. Then you angle pour, and it won't foam up at all. With the citric acid does that. That's a trick, chemistry trick. There's no head on it. And then you use an aluminum drinking straw that's been chilled as well. This is the petey two-finger brass monkey, and you just whip it around a couple times, and it'll mix in all of that frozen country straight orange juice. Now this sounds crazy, but it would be able to. It was so cold, and I could drink it over about an hour, and it was cut with that orange juice, so I would never be like, oh, let me just pour it all down my throat. Because I've seen so many beer alcoholics do that. They'll go and get a fresh beer, and they'll sit there and talk and talk and talk, and then when it's piss warm, they'll chug the whole thing down because it's warm and it tastes like shit, and then they'll go and get another one. They'll come back all buzzed from that one beer, the effect of that alcohol hitting them. Where this is much more, you're slowly sipping it because it's so cold. And if you start to sip too quickly, because it tastes so good, the combination of that ice house beer mixed with the frozen orange juice concentrate, that taste is really good. It's a very, very good taste. You could say, oh, Petey's a fag, he's gay, he puts fruit in his beer. I don't care. I suffered gout in my knees. My knees used to get as big as fucking cantaloupes. And my skin would peel from my knee all the way down to my ankle for 3 months after the gout attack. And that was, I cannot describe to you how that redefined the meaning of the word pain for me. And that was because I was drinking beer. So if you want to like arm wrestle, like, Petey's a shitty alcoholic, or he's a noob, whatever you want to say, there's no good way of putting the truth. But I had to quit. Those brass monkeys fucking killed me, man. I used up all my tickets with those brass monkeys. You know, so I don't do that anymore. Beer was like crack. It was like cocaine for me. I couldn't stop. And when that brass monkey thing, those were my downfall. Those they would keep me going. It was well designed, and it was well balanced, because you couldn't drink them too fast because the citric acid would make your stomach feel bloated. You know, try drinking a bunch of orange juice real fast and tell me how good you feel 10 minutes after that. So today we're having, I don't have a name for this, although I really got to come up with it. I have my new thing is a bone spur in my elbow, which is really unbelievably painful. And that's getting checked out. Hopefully they're going to remove that and I won't have to deal with this anymore. But I don't have a name for this. Hey, how about the bone spur? This is a bone spur I'm drinking. And it's half of the glass is Carlo Rossi sweet red wine. And the other half of the glass is tap water. So again, I'm trying to water them down, and you don't want to cheat on this and go like, oh, I'm going to make it stronger on the wine, because then it doesn't taste as good, and then they'll start getting you shitty, you know. Unless you waited until like 12:40 to have a drink, and you're going to go to bed at 1:30, then you just have one of these, and you can make it a little strong. But that's a much better way to do things than starting drinking. And I was always the guy that was like, after 9 or 10 is time to have a beer, you know. But then I would fucking stay up till 7 o'clock in the morning. So I don't want to say like I was good, but for the most part, I would always put off the drinking. But drinking these bone marrows or bone crushers, bone spurs, has been a lot less it's boring. I don't really get drunk anymore, and you're cutting it with water, so it's half water, you know. And I mean, if you want to go crazy and start just squirting a little water on top of it, it doesn't taste good, and it messes with my stomach then. So this is what works for me, and I've cut down on my drinking quite a bit by that. So a very serious snack time with Petey. I mean, yeah, ideally you don't want to be drinking at all. But some of us had stuff happen in their life that makes you a fucking alcoholic. Take care of yourselves, hug your pets, and peace.